The phrase, Satanic Panic, started in the early 1980s, when a rash of bizarre disappearances occurred across the United States. Much of the public believed that a widespread, underground, secret network of satanic cults were kidnapping, sexually and physically abusing their victims, ranging from adults to children, and in some cases, infants. Reports of murder, rape, and cannibalism have been documented. Based on victim accounts, police began investigating various locations. There were gruesome discoveries of slaughtered animals, satanic markings painted in blood, and altars made of children's gravestones. However, no human bodies were conclusively linked or found. Some strongly suggest a connection and say the FBI and police ignored the proof. Alleged explanations were that the bodies were burned or buried in double-decker graves under legitimate bodies, or the power of Satan caused the bodies to disappear. Witnesses were discredited due to their mental instability and a lack of hard evidence. Some were institutionalized. The scare reached a peak in the late 1980s and seemingly tapered off. Yet these strange disappearances persist to this day.
First of all, I'd like to thank you for this opportunity and this forum to express our side of things. This, of course, adheres to the first of the satanic rules of the earth, which state, do not give opinions or advice unless you're asked. Imagine what a better world this would be if people would follow this one small rule of my faith. Oh, I don't know. Perhaps the Crusades would never have happened. But I digress. My name is Edgar, and I am a Satanist. I have been a practicing Satanist since I discovered and embraced the Church of Satan a decade ago. And I have never borne witness to any of the rituals and sacrifices that are depicted in so many books and movies today. The very idea that we worship Lucifer as some sort of evil deity or God's nemesis, it's ridiculous. And sure, these works of fiction do provide excellent fodder for vacuous heavy metal lyrics and delusions for mentally unstable teenagers.
Do you hear the voices? No, I hear no voices.
As a member of the Church of Satan, I follow the Luciferian philosophy, that Satan is more of an ideal rather than some sort of malevolent corporeal entity. Before I was liberated by the Dark One, I suffered under the yoke of Christianity, which forced me to despise and reject my own humanity.
I was working in the cemetery. I found a female's body. They'd cut her breast off and did all sorts of rituals and shit on her. I guess they did things to the wounds on her chest that I don't want to go into great detail about, but they were sexual things.
After reading the Satanic Bible, the scales fell from my eyes, and I rejoiced in his truth. Hedonism is the only true and logical path to happiness. The truth about Satanism can be summed up within the Satanic statements. Satan rejects abstinence, spiritual pipe dreams, hypocritical self-deceit, and love that is wasted on ingrates. He represents indulgence, vital existence, undefiled wisdom, and kindness to only those that deserve it. How does that not make sense? Our rules specifically prohibit harming little children and animals, except in cases of self-defense or food. The animals for the food, we don't eat the children.
I was in my final stages of my pregnancy. The last thing I remember was I was getting out of my car to go into my house, and somehow I was coming into some dark, musty basement somewhere. I was tied, I was gagged, I was definitely drugged with something. None of them spoke or showed their faces except when they were praying, or one of them must have had some sort of medical knowledge because they knew exactly when to begin. They knew exactly when to begin the ceremony. They were around me. I had a baby boy. His name was going to be Christopher James. These bastards held him up and their chants grew louder and louder. I just kept screaming and begging them to give me back my baby. They cut my baby and his cries faded almost instantly. The sounds that they kept cutting and cutting. I'll never forget the terrible sounds. They began passing the parts around. They ate him. Piece by piece he was passed around. These sick sons of bitches, they ate my child, and then they even tried forcing some down my throat. I was found in a ditch by the other side of the road, I guess. Naked and barely alive. They're still out there somewhere.
I am a normal functioning member of society. I work 40 hours a week, I pay my taxes, and I report for jury duty. I organize the local garden walks, and I'm president of the PTA. I'm also a pet owner. This is Mr. Meowgie, and this is Miss Puppypotamus. The only fundamental difference between you and I is that I follow an unpopular religion, which actually more represents the rugged individualism of America more than anything else out there. But other than that, we're pretty much the same.
We were at a routine pickup. I grabbed one of the bags and throw it in the back of the truck, and that's when the animals' heads fell out. Oh. I guess you just don't know what you're gonna find or see from one day to the next. It was just odd.
And I saw a bunch of people chanting, and they were standing around a circle in cloaks.
This is Lisa Lazaro reporting live, where at least a dozen or more black cats were found gutted and hanging from trees in the cemetery directly behind me. It appears that these animals were used in some type of sacrifice. Police are sure that this is the work of more than one person. Police are sure that this is the work of more than one person. Is it true that the three of you often walk through these woods?
Yeah, but not so much anymore.
And why is that?
Well, because of stuff we found and the others going away.
When you say the others, do you mean the other children who have disappeared from this area, reportedly from these woods behind you?
Yeah, but we weren't afraid, so we kept going in there.
Until a couple of days ago.
Yeah, until then.
And you told us that you found something that day.
Yeah, it was something weird.
What did you find?
It was like a bunch of animals and stuff tied together, and there was burnt candles all around it.
It was part people, part animal.
I thought I saw a finger in there, but I'm not sure.
After the interview, they led our camera crew to the area of the woods where they had seen what they described. We found no trace of anything that could support their claims. Was it a story they told us for attention? Did animals carry away the evidence? Or is something much more sinister at hand?
All this right here, and down the street, and a block over, and 4 blocks over, and 10 blocks over. This was my neighborhood. It was nice, but now look. Gone. All gone. Everyone. Every business, just about. All my friends, family, neighbors. One by one, they all left because they got scared. Scared shitless because of these sick, twisted, demented, devil-worshipping freaks. Anyway, I guess I'm the only one left who isn't afraid to speak up without hiding his face from these bastards. I think I'm gonna stick around until they're all caught and put away. Then people can come back and things can get back to normal. You know what? These demon worshippers got the stones, they can come and deal with me face to face. I'm not intimidated. Come and get me. Sick, twisted motherfucker, let me out of here! Damn it! Fuck. Let me out! God! Let me out! Come on! I'll get there! God damn it! Wait. I didn't tell them anything they didn't already know.
Dismembered animals ranging from cats to dogs were found hanging from the ceiling. Animal blood appears to be poured into the holy water bowls at the entrance of the church. Police believe the abandoned home was conducted. It almost looks like it was some sort of satanic ritual that no one was able to believe. The contorted expressions on these kids' faces looked as if they had been tortured.
Others had their hearts removed.